Hello, good evening, and welcome to Are You Being Loved Up by You? Now, I usually have a great topic to talk about or something I want to bring to the table, but I got to just tell you, this guest is going to be so juicy. I don't even want to waste any time. I want to get straight to the point and get our wonderful, wonderful guest on tonight. So before I move forward, though, I just want to remind you that this is our second to last show. Second to last show. So do join in, enjoy it, share, like, and don't forget, if you are looking at this from the group page, just as a reminder, there's a link that says Facebook StreamYard, Facebook/StreamYard. I need you to click on that and type your name in. Otherwise, I won't be able to get permissions to see your name. Okay? So if I say somebody said, that's because you didn't put your name in. Anyway, without further ado, let's bring on my guest tonight, Kat Maslowski. Kat.
Hi!
Welcome. How are you, my darling?
I am really good, thank you. Thank you for the great introduction.
I've just begun. So, you know what? We've got so much to talk about tonight. So I'm just going to start. Excuse me. I think I need a little sip of my brew. So, joke, guys, for those of you that weren't on earlier. So, now I've got necklace malfunction, whatever. So, tonight's show, I want to start with a little bit about how we met. How did we connect, Kat? How did we connect?
I think it was through Global Women. I'm pretty sure it was Global Women. I met you there.
And can you tell the audience what Global Women is?
So, Global Women is a business group for women to promote women in business, and it's just a great platform for us to let everyone know what we do in business and life, and make new friends as well. It was awesome for making new friends, and I'm so glad that I went there because I met the lovely Michelle.
Likewise, it's a wonderful networking group that we used to belong to, but we are doing other things now. So wonderful, wonderful. And so, Kat, just can you tell the audience a little bit about where you're from and where you live?
Okay, so I'm originally from Loughborough, but I now live in Leicester. I've been here for 7 years.
Okay. And your family? I thought we were going to touch on that a little bit.
Oh, yes, and I have Polish roots as well. So I'm half Polish.
Right, let's not forget the other bit. So, Kat, getting down to the juicy bits, tell me, do you know what "Are You Being Loved Up by You" means? What does it mean for you?
I feel I've got a pretty good idea of it, and over the years I've been able to put a lot of things into my life that I'm happy with, and that make me happy on a daily basis, and sort of more in long term as well. And I think that's a really important thing, that you've got to make yourself happy first, and it's just being mindful of it as well, and being mindful every day that you're doing things that you're happy about and that you're okay with, and not accepting things that don't serve you as well.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more, because that's a really important thing. It's one of my criteria. You know, something no longer serves you, there's no point of having it in your life at all.
Yeah.
Yep. We won't say it in that way, but anyway. So can you tell the audience a little bit about Bright Flower Therapies? I mean, it's the name of your business, but you have so many other talents. So can you share with us about your passions, your talents, and bright flowers?
Yeah, Bright Flower Therapies. Hi, it's so I class myself as a transcendental healer, or transcendental therapist, I should say. And there's many aspects to it. So there's not just the hands-on massage of reflexology, aromatherapy, Indian head, hot stone massage, but it also incorporates healing as well, fifth dimensional healing, which I've trademarked that. So and coaching as well. So there's lots of different elements to it, and it is my passion. I realise it is my passion in life. It is my vocation in life. It is what I'm here to do. It's not just a 9 till 5 for me. I'm working on it all the time. Even if I'm not working with clients, I'm working on myself and walking the talk, which I feel is really important. So from the moment I wake up, it's doing the positive affirmations, and listening to meditations, and going through the day, and then at night time, laying in bed at night, doing my what I am so happy and grateful for as well. So the whole thing. So I try and live my life by it as well.
I love that. And, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I was speaking to one of my clients this week about, you know, it's really important to try and live your life in this way. I mean, many of us, for example, many people that are religious, you know, they're only religious on a Sunday. They're not religious the whole time through. And one of the wonderful things about many cultures that have religions that are just part of the lifestyle, they're just hand in hand. So what you're talking about is something that I really admire, that if you have the ability to incorporate them, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And look, we're getting some comments in, so I've got to speak to them. We've got Chris.
Oh, Kowalski.
I might know you. Kat's one of the most positive, happiest people I've ever met. Amazes me. You know what?
Oh.
You're right behind me on that queue. I'm just going to let you know that now. She is fabulous. She's fabulous. And you get some hellos here. We've got everyone saying hello, or Egel saying hello. Do you know Egel?
Yes, Egel, yes.
We have Claudia saying good evening, Michelle and Kathy. Kicking back with Kel. Kicking back with Kel says, hey. I'm sure it's just Kel, but hey, Kel, that's what it says, kicking back, so I'm letting them know. Yvonne says, good evening, ladies. And we got Chris's comments. And of course, the wonderful Eva says, hi, my beautiful friends.
Oh.
And bring any comments along that you wish. This is all good stuff. This is all good stuff. So I just want
to big unicorn love from Emily. is my wonderful hairdresser.
Oh, hairdresser, we love that you're hooking her up. Hook the sister up. She looks great. She's great. Yeah. Just so you know, so don't worry about that. So can you tell the audience a little bit more about fifth dimensional healing?
Okay.
Let's not assume that everybody here knows what it means. And even if some people have an idea, it'd be great for you to just give them a little bit of clarity around that, please.
Yeah, sure. So fifth dimensional healing, so it stems from Reiki healing, which a lot of people have heard of. But the fifth dimensional healing, it's on a deeper vibration. So I work on this super energetic highway. So I'm able to access a bit more than on different levels and different vibrations. So I'm able to see into people's past lives. I'm able to see into their childhood, that if the trauma happened or something happened in their life that may have resulted in the dis-ease they have in their body. Sometimes I've had spirit doctors come and work with me and touch my hand and place my hand where it's needed to be on the client. I can see their aura, see the different colours, and see the energy centres that are over people. Can see if they've been damaged or torn out as well, which is really important, because if you're walking around and you don't know it's been torn, and this can happen through trauma or abuse, and if people don't know that there's anything wrong with it, then they can't heal themselves. So I'm just that sort of go-between to give people this information so that then they can take steps to help themselves with any disease they have.
That's wonderful. And, you know, I'm going to share with the audience, which you might want to speak to a little bit, but one of the things that I'm so proud of Kat about is that she works with cancer patients, many who are terminal, and she does a lot of work with them. Do you want to speak a little bit about the work that you do and how you help them with their transitioning?
Yeah, I've been really fortunate in the fact of working with cancer patients, and this is actually where I developed the fifth dimensional healing. And it's been such a wonderful experience, and the clients have absolutely loved it, and they've all been so positive. And the reason that what made it more meaningful to me as well is that where I work at the Loughborough Cancer Self-Help Group is the group that my mum was at over 20 years ago when she had cancer, and going back to that same group and being able to give back. And she was a fantastic teacher in how to deal with cancer and even how to die properly, if that makes sense, because she was just such a positive person. She had a wonderful energy about her, and she was a healer herself. So it just makes it even more meaningful. And it's just been an absolute wonderful experience, and I'm going to continue to work with cancer patients, and they love it as well. And it's you know.
More cracks in the world. We really do. You know, we need more women and men just like you that, you know, help in and as I said, with the transitioning. And Azores is saying that she's absolutely inspired. Thank you.
Thank you.
She is inspiring. I'm telling you guys, if you ever get the opportunity to have a massage, if you ever have an opportunity to have some reflexology, if you just have an opportunity to meet her, her energy greets you first, and then the rest of Kat. And the rest of her is so dimensional. This is what I mean. There's so much more to her, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So I wasn't going to ask you this, but now that you mentioned it, can you tell me a little bit about if you have any sort of spiritual or any ritual that you do on a weekly or daily basis, other than the things that you mentioned already?
The meditation that I do every morning is called a heart awakening meditation. And that's by Krista Marie Sheldon. And you can find it on YouTube. And she's just an amazing person. And the reason why I really love that one is because with the fifth dimensional healing, it's about grounding in the heart and not grounding into the earth. So we're always taught to ground into the earth, but actually the new spiritual evolution that's happening on the planet now, it's very important to ground into the heart. So then you're creating that loop within yourself and not so much into the earth, because all your energy or any negative energy is going into the earth, and the earth doesn't want it, basically. So it's just teaching us to be more spiritually aligned with ourselves, and that's something that I do every morning. And also I follow the moon as well, and sometimes do moon water, which you can put. So you place a bowl of water outside in a full moon, leave it overnight, and then you have this moon water. So you can either put your crystals in it and revitalize them, or you can even drink it yourself as well.
What will it do if I drink it?
Well, the full moon energy, it's just
awesome. Yeah, I remember when we had that last super moon, I was almost nuts, like outside the window. Oh my God, look at it, it's so bright, because you felt like you could just pull it out the sky and take it in your house if you wanted to. But yeah, it's for us all to share, isn't it? But yeah, that's so wonderful. I love that. That's a different way of meditating. I like that. It's a different approach. And you know, I think all of us, our hearts have been, I won't use the word broken because it's not a word that I like, but our hearts have been really troubled over the last few months. And a lot of us need a lot of soothing, a lot of healing, and a lot of loving. So what you're talking about is perfect. It's perfect. And sometimes we are suffering with the issues with our heart, but we're busy running around taking care of everybody else, and we're forgetting about what we need again, which is what, you know, I'm all about with you know, relationship coaching. It's about loving yourself. It's about taking care of yourself. So that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Does anybody have any questions about that? Because I had so many. I don't want to take over the show. But I'm hearing that, you're getting an evening from Pete.
Hi, Pete. I just want to give a shout out to Pete because he had a heart attack a few days ago. So lots of love to you, Pete. But he's at home and he's doing well.
Pete, thanks for joining us. What a super. Wow. Yeah. Right. I'm not going to complain about anything for the rest of the day. So let's talk a little bit about boundaries.
Ooh, juicy, juicy.
Let's switch the table a little bit and talk about some juicy stuff. So the reason I wanted to interview Kat specifically, she was the person on my list that I wanted to talk to about boundaries, is because when we think about boundaries, most of the time it's about making sure, being clear that people understand what we're willing to do and what we're not willing to do. And so, for an example, when I was once married, my ex-mother-in-law felt it was okay to call 1 o'clock in the morning because that was her son. And I was sort of like, no, it's not. I'm married to him, and 10 o'clock is enough time for you to have a chat with your son all day. Why do you have to call him at 1 o'clock in the morning? So I put boundaries down, and because I put those boundaries in, let's just say I wasn't well liked, I wasn't well accepted, and yeah, that story didn't end well. We'll leave it at that. It didn't end very well. But, you know, it's really important to have boundaries. And so one of the many things that I'm impressed with Kat, if you allow me to share, but Kat is actually a grandmother of how many children?
5 now, 5 grandsons.
I mean, you guys haven't even seen the half of it yet. So she's a grandmother of 5 children and has not taken on that attitude of, oh, I'm of a certain age, or, well, now I have grandchildren, I can't do this and I can't go there and I can't, you know, none of that. She's just living her life. And I want Kat to be an inspiration to everybody here who's ever had any doubts about how they look and how they feel because they think they're at a certain age. Let me tell you, you're about to learn something. So before I go further, I want to bring in some comments again from the audience. Pete saying thank you so much, and he's sending, you know, oh, and Kel sending love to Pete too. We got a little love affair going on here. I love it. I love it. I'm getting all the love. What's going on? Do you want to make me jealous? Oh, and we have Nilsa from Brazil. Oh, ciao, Bella.
Oh.
Wow. Tarde. Nice to see you, Nilsa. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. Eva is saying to you, Pete, lots of love. Get well soon. Get well soon. Kellyanne Summers has joined us as well. And Yvonne is saying, wow, you look amazing, Kat.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So speaking about amazing, let's get to the juicy stuff.
Ooh.
I already had her on my playlist as, you know, Kat and I were going to talk about boundaries. There wasn't going to be a doubt about it. Because I just thought about how she was really good of balancing the relationship with her children and her grandchildren and her responsibilities around all of that. And I just was really admiring her because she was still living her life, still doing things that she needed to do, but obviously taking care of her other responsibilities. And then I was sitting down looking at my phone one day and bing, I see this picture of this hot tamale, as what I say. I mean, whew, I forgot my fan, I was looking for it. But you sent me some pictures and I was just like, okay, Kat, I gotta call you. I don't even want to read them. I just want to call you. And there were pictures of her posing and they were so sensual and so sexy and so beautiful. But you know, there's such a fine line. There's such a fine line between something being sexy and sexy and she got it right. She got it right. And so I talked to her about, you know, what were the boundaries that you laid with your photographers? How did that work? Because I've done it. I've done a few shots in my time, you know, and I've had to be quite clear about what my boundaries were. So I was really interested in what Kat had to say. So Kat has allowed me to show you a few of these amazing pictures. So what I'd love is we'll bring the pictures up and maybe you can just speak to them a little bit about the boundaries, maybe where you were and, you know, how comfortable you were or were not with it. So let's start with this picture, for example. Was there something you were trying to capture in this picture? It's very exotic.
To be honest with that one, I had a really great photographer, and we were just walking on a path, and he just said, "Put this scarf over your head and trust me." And he took the picture, and because I knew the photographer and I knew his pictures were good, so I did trust him on it, and I knew that he would produce something really good. So I was very pleased with that one.
And that was the key word in that sentence, trust. It's very, very important to have that trust with any relationship, let alone a relationship where you may start in a position like that, where you're very comfortable, we're just throwing the wrap around, we're just looking gorgeous as we do, Kat, just looking naturally beautiful. And then, you're taking it to the next level. So talk to us about the next photo, please.
Oh, same photographer. None of these were sort of planned beforehand. We kind of just went into a room and we just kind of did them. And I think for me, it's about pushing my own personal boundaries. Yeah. So it's all right to push boundaries in life. You might jump out of a plane or something like that. But for me personally, I like to push boundaries to do with my body and what I can do with it. And sometimes in the past, when I was younger, I was always sort of, oh no, I can't do that. Whereas now I'm older, I just think, yeah, let's do it. I don't even give it a second thought. I don't let that little voice in my head take over anymore.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
yeah. And before we go to the next shot, I just wanted to mention that Nilza, who's on the call, is from Brazil, and one of the things I've loved about Brazil, and I've been there many, many times, and known Nilza for well over 20 years. But one of the beauties in Brazil is that people treat their bodies like it's a piece of art.
Yeah.
None of this covering up and layering up, and all the stuff that we do in Europe, especially. They're very free and open and loving about the way they look at each other's bodies and the way they treat each other. It's a really beautiful place. So one of the things I love about this photo is that you can see some things, but you can't quite see it. It still leaves something to the imagination. You're just thinking, what's going on behind that beautiful red, ruffly chiffon? It's just exquisite. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. Little Bo Peep going on here. I mean, fill me in, girlfriend. Fill me in.
So that one was one of the first. That was one of the first ones that I did this year, and it was actually Pete, who we were talking about earlier, who actually took me, bless him, and to the studio for an open day, and I just went along for a laugh, really. And I found that I've got all these outfits at home, and I just found that I could wear these outfits in this setting and it was acceptable. No one batted an eyelid. The photographers were very normal. And I just feel that for me, I love expressing myself like that. I love wearing that stuff. And it's what I'm about. It's who I am. And I just really loved it. And the great thing is that I was in control the whole time.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. You're in control.
Yeah.
At any point you have an opportunity to say, this is not what I like, or I don't want to do this. And that's what many of us forget. We lose the control. Chris is saying, Kat, what's your secret to keeping a great figure? Because you eat like a horse. Chris, talking about her secret.
That's one of my friends I've known a long time. I don't eat as much now, Chris, but yes, it's all in the mind as well.
Chris, I think you're working your way onto the ex-friend list. You've got to watch that. You've got to watch that.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just going to say about the photo. You don't have to go back, but I was going to say that I noticed there was a little bit of controversy in there as well. I think there was an upside down cross and it looked like you were in a church. I don't know if you were in a church, but the stained glass is the feeling I got there. So yeah, I don't think everyone will love the depiction, but it is what you want it to be. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Let's do the next one. This is great. Oh, this one, it was really nice because I've never been married, and so I got the opportunity to wear this beautiful dress and my tiara and look like a princess. And my photographer, my friend, it was just wonderful that he gave me that opportunity. And I said, you've made a dream come true, because I had a lovely time and he was lovely. Yes, I just love these pictures.
I love it. And I
I
just want
love,
to give feedback from the audience. You know, we're getting your photos are classy and beautiful. Please tell us your secret. Oh, elegant, sensual, sexy photos. Love that. Pushing the boundaries. That's coming from Eve.
oh, thank you, Ava.
And Milka from Brazil said, so beautiful. Congrats. Rachel said,
Oh,
it's fantastic. Simon said, Kathy, you're just simply glowing. And Kevin said, hi, Sunday. Hair glued to this. Wow, you're amazing.
oh, that's my friend.
But anyway, princess, I love this. I love this princess photo. What woman doesn't want to feel like a princess, even if it's for 15 minutes? It sounds and feels wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
Next photo.
Oh, yes. Again, same photographer. And it was also trusting, because I wasn't sure about wearing this because I didn't have a lot on underneath. And again, I trusted him. And he was really good to work with. And I was so pleased with the results of these photos. You know, I love them.
I love the look in your eyes. It's almost
Yeah.
deadly, but it's not quite. It's almost like if I
Yeah.
open the throat, you'll be surprised what you might see. But I'm not going to open it.
Oh, I love it.
That's the inner actress in me. I'm sorry. Right. Next photo, please.
Oh, next one.
Next one.
Oh, this is a different photographer, and this was on a rock chick shoot. And I love wearing leather. I love PVC, and I love chains as well. And as I said, it's just a great way for me to be able to express myself in a safe environment. You know, because there's things you want to do, but you don't get that opportunity. But it's in you, and I was just being fortunate to be able to do different types of, you know, poses and photography, and yeah, I love that.
Audience, I'd love to know who of you have dreamt about doing a shoot like this, but that's where it stayed as a dream, because we can all do it. We all do it. It's all about photos to look, who does the photography, and you know how you feel about yourself while you're doing it. It's really what's the word I'm thinking of? It's such a release. It's quite euphoric to have great photographers shoot you in a way that puts you in such a beautiful light. You know, it's really, really a fine line for getting it right. And these photographers just done her proud, done you proud. Egil said this photo is the best.
Oh,
or not the one before, so you might have to let us know. And Yvonne said beautiful photos, great photography. And I agree with you, Yvonne, it's really great photography. And Nilsa from Brazil said, I believe that she lives the life each day and she's very happy. It is not a problem, the children. Be happy and maintain your mind very well.
Yes, yes. Oh,
Talk to me. I like this picture.
I love this. This was actually the end of a photo shoot, and I just climbed in the back of the van and just did this, and I really love it.
Love it. Look at boots.
Yeah.
I might have to come over and borrow them or something. Since you like them. And gorgeous. You look great. And again, I feel like this is a really strong and sexy photo. It's not just, oh, here I am, come get me. It's sort of, you know, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. How did you feel while you were taking that photo? How was that making you feel?
This particular photo, I just felt so in control and so sexy and sensual. And I believe that's how every woman should feel. And we shouldn't hold ourselves back. Just do it in whatever way. And I just feel fortunate that I've had these experiences to be able to do that as well.
That's great. That's amazing. Amazing. Do you have any more? I think we're coming to the end.
Yes,
oh,
I love.
All right, baby. There we go. Where's your lasso? You're missing that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, bring that up. That's wonderful. I mean, look how fabulous your body looks. And not just that. I think the lines, that's what I'm loving. You know, your arms, your legs, the the symmetry of the whole thing, the angle of your neck. It's just so wonderful. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so I'm artistic as well. So for me, and I love the pole. I love everything about pole dancing, and that is on my list to learn. I want to learn how to do pole dancing because you need strength.
Yes.
And you need passion about it, and it's great exercise, keeps you really fit, and being able to do that picture in that outfit as well. Again, it's pushing your own boundaries and just seeing what you can do, and it just felt so nice and so natural. And I did want it to be more artistic in that way because there's a couple from that shoot, and yeah, I loved it, and I felt good as well.
Yeah.
I felt so good in myself.
I think you hit the nail on the head there too, that you have to feel comfortable in the photos that you're taking. If at any point you're uncomfortable with the shoot, that you're either uncomfortable with the photographer or you're not happy with the kind of posing that you're doing, and that's a no-no. You've got to be, in order to give and get that kind of a photo is because you're in a really wonderful place emotionally, physically, and mentally. And guys, she's got a fabulous body, but you don't have to have a fabulous body. Well, it's not even about having a fabulous body. It's about how you feel about your body. It's not really about how anybody else feels about it. So, you can see that she's loving how she feels about her body. And I think this is a really great reminder to all of us that, we all have our inner sexuality, I should say, and we should bring it out when we can, when it's appropriate to do so.
Can I just add something onto that?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So some models can be very demanding, but what I want to say is that whether you're modeling or doing anything in life, it's not about being demanding, it's commanding. It's commanding the energy, it's commanding in your situation and being fully in control. And I feel this is only something I've developed being older, because when I was younger, I wouldn't have known how to understand the concept. But this moment in my life, I feel that I can command that, in a non-aggressive way. I'm being control of what I'm doing, what's happening, what I want to happen, what I want to do. And it's just growing your energy enough so that you have that energy, and you can do that in a loving way. Like I say, you don't have to be demanding, but you command the energy, and always come from the heart, so this modelling journey has been a great experience for me as well. I've loved it.
Was it something that you planned, or did it just sort of fall into your lap, literally?
I didn't plan to do it. So a few years ago, my daughter actually asked me, why don't you do it, Mum? And I said, no. I wasn't in that space at that time. And like I said, I just went along with Pete when he took me to this open day. And I was a bit shy at first because I thought, oh, this is different. But then when I got used to it and I'd got my case of clothes or little skimpy outfits, I found that I could put them on and I wasn't someone's mum or grandma or sister or anything like that. I could be me and feel that inside, that this is me, and actually be open about it, come out the closet about it, because the one with the stained window, that's a dungeon.
Oh, okay.
And some of the photos that I shared with people, they were very shocked. And I said, well, actually, this is a side of me that not many people know about, but I'm coming out the closet with it. I love all that, hence the chains and the leather. And it was just amazing to be able to be open about it and say, actually, this is what I do. I love it. It's it's empowering as well. It's empowering.
And Eva says commanding is a powerful word, and it really is, because one of the things that I love about you using that word, even if you just look at this photo, for example, it's, you're commanding respect from the lens. You're not even looking at it directly, but you can feel that you're commanding it. Like, here I am in a really wonderful position. Show me as I am. And I think that's what I love about this. You are commanding respect from the camera and obviously from the photographer as well. And Pete, if you're on here, if you want to make any comments about, your experience of taking the pictures, that'd be lovely, because I'd love to hear that. I'm sure the audience would love to hear that too.
There is actually a photo of me and Pete that I think you've got. I don't know if you want to show it.
I added it to the slot because I wasn't sure how many pictures I could actually show. Oh, is that the one?
This is the one, yes.
Do explain.
Oh, do you know, Pete is so wonderful to work with. I love working with you, Pete. He just goes all in. He's full in for it. He's a fantastic actor, and we have such a great time. And we're just always laughing as well. We just have such fun with it. And that was a really good shoot that day with the samurai swords, and I loved it because it's like, yeah, the power of the samurai sword.
Well, for those of you that are in a relationship, get your cameras out. You might want to relive this on Valentine's night. I don't know when you do your stuff. It's up to you. But I'm just and for those of you who are single who might be one in a relationship, you might want to take a photo too for when that time comes. So I'm just saying. I'm not. I'm just saying. Do you have any more photos? Oh, this one I love.
Yeah.
This one.
Do you know, these were took in a hotel room, and I was just sort of laying on the bed or having a cup of tea, and they were taken because that's the best time to take it, when you're just in a natural state. Right. And yeah, it just felt so liberating. I want to say it's liberating, laying on the bed with just voile over you. And I'm quite comfortable with myself and my body anyway, so I'm not afraid to sort of get undressed and put material on me and do that. And it's just helped me grow so much, and I want to do more. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Here we are back at the beginning. So that's really wonderful.
I've just noticed, Chris has left a lovely comment. Thank you, Chris. That's lovely.
Chris mentions here, over the time that I've known you, Kat, you've grown in your positivity and in your abilities. Onwards and upwards. I wish you the very best.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris, for sharing that. That's so beautiful. Oh, and Kellyanne Summers says, I love that one. Great.
Oh, I thought she meant the one with Pete on his knees. No, it's not. It's the one.
I want to be clear on that one, Kellyanne. So we know what we're talking about. So we know where to. Anyway, we'll keep moving on. So I wanted to ask you, when it comes to sex and sensuality, I mean, I think so many women, again, get to a certain age who are just like, well, I haven't been with a man for how many years, so I don't need to have any sex, and I don't this and I don't that, and oh, sex, what's that? And I mean, do you have any thoughts about that? What you would impart with women that have that kind of dialogue?
Oh, absolutely. So what I would love to say is that the thing is with sex, it's a habit like anything else, and I think being an older woman married, an older woman single, especially when you're going through the menopause, it's a very different experience. But again, it's a habit. Sex is a habit, and if you get out of it, it's like anything else. If you get out of jogging or biking, you think, oh, I won't bother with that. But it's one of the most beautiful spiritual things that you can do. So for me, I never want to get out of the habit of it, because it's a wonderful experience to explore someone else and explore yourself. And again, it's learning things about yourself, because you're different as you get older. Your sex life is very different when you're younger. In fact, it can be even better. So, it's about raising your energy, raising the Kundalini energy in yourself, and experiencing that with someone else as well. And it's just fantastic, and it does keep you young as well and vibrant.
It's that connection. It's another connect with somebody on a different level, or
Yeah.
depending on what the relationship is that you have with that person. And
Mm.
you made me think about an experience I had when I think it was on my 40th birthday. Yeah, I know, last week on my 40th birthday. I went to my gynecologist and she said to me, so Michelle, how's your sex life? Like, sort of looked around like, am I on candid camera? Why would my gynecologist be asking me that? So I said, excuse me? And she said, how's your sex life? And I said, it's all right. Like, it's none of your business kind of thing. Said, so are you in a sexual relationship at this point? And I just kept thinking, okay. I said, do I have to answer this? Yeah, you do. I said, no, not at the moment. I'm working on it, but not at the moment. And she said, well, there are things that you should be looking at to pleasure yourself because you're only 40 years old and there are things that you should be using and trying. And she pulled out this booklet with all this information on all kinds of sexual contractions and things that I could do and people I could speak to. And I was just like, oh, okay. And I don't even think I was even embarrassed at that point. I think I was just in shock. And when I got home, I thought, wow, how great was that actually? If every gynecologist spoke to every woman and had a conversation, or man for that matter, actually, about their sex life, if they felt that they were losing that skill set, losing that habit, as you put it, if they were losing that important part of your body and of enjoying your body and sharing your body with somebody else, if they all took the time to talk about it, I wonder what we would be like. I wonder how we would think about sex, because I know for a fact that many of my friends, once they reach a certain point, if there isn't a specific relationship on the horizon or happening, they've just, and even people that have been married for a long time or been in relationships for a long time, they get into the habit of paying the bills, going to work, cooking the food, and then the sex sort of goes out the window. It's there's anything else that you're doing, it's a wonderful thing. So whether you're having sex with somebody or by yourself, pleasuring yourself is just as fabulous. Anyway, we won't go into that too much. But I just think that's really important that we're having this dialogue.
Yeah, you raised a good point earlier on by saying about in Brazil that women are much more comfortable with their bodies, and I think that's the thing here in England. British people, they're very cover up. Oh, we can't do that, we can't feel that. Whereas it's just silly brawls really, because you should be expressing yourself, you should be loving your body, making the most of it, and loving yourself and loving your sensuality and sexuality, and being more open about it. Where here we're taught it's more sort of mockery towards women of, oh, look at them wearing that short skirt or whatever, and it shouldn't be like that. And I don't listen to that anymore. I don't care, because I'll just wear what I want to wear. And and I think we can learn a lot from women from other different cultures who are much more open about it, and not taboo.
And speaking of which, Nilsa said that you look almost like a mermaid. So I'm not sure that was a little while ago. Kellyanne said that she loved the hotel one. That's one she was going to. And Carly said, "You're beautiful. What a natural model." So, and Pete said that was fun. Laugh out loud. So just as a reminder, if you want to learn more about what Kat does, on Facebook you can find her on Bright Flower Therapies.
Yeah.
And I think on her Instagram it's at Kat_Maslowski. So we'll put those in the chat anyway. And LinkedIn, Kathy Maslowski, you'll find her. So she's wonderful. She's wonderful. Do look her up. Do find out more about her. So Kat, we're going to start wrapping up. Oh, I'm so sad. So I'm going to sort of start wrapping up with one of my favorite quotes from Eleanor Roosevelt. And she says, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And one thing you weren't doing in any of those photos was comparing yourself to anyone else. So that's just so wonderful. But I just wanted to know, who inspires you? Who do you relate to? Who,
Ooh, my biggest inspiration is Mary Morrissey. Yeah, a dream builder coach. She trained me in LA, so she's a big inspiration to me.
Why?
Because she's in her 70s now, and she works with her grown-up children. She's been through a lot of crap in her life, basically. She's lost everything and then come back and built an empire. But she's, I had a personal experience with her in LA. She is the real deal, and she's a natural spiritual being healer. And her energy is just so beautiful and on such a high vibration. She just inspires me, and yeah, she's lovely. Yeah,
wonderful. I love that. I love that. I'm always telling my clients, working on your vibration is so important, and you only raise your vibration by learning about yourself and loving yourself more. So it's all about what you get, what you put in is what you're going to get out of it. So it's great. So is there anything that you'd like to impart with our guests before you leave about these, challenging times that we're in right now? Is there any words that you'd like to give of comfort or advice or, inspiration?
What I would say is always believe in yourself no matter what. And the times that we're going through now, it's all about looking within, not without. Look within yourself, at your being, at your spiritual being, and raise your vibration, because it was going to be so helpful to the planet and to humanity. And this is what it's all about. Just be yourself, stay positive, listen to anything positive that you can, whether it's an inspirational speaker or music. Every day, just raise your vibration and stay in the lover above vibration.
Wonderful. I love that. Those are wonderful words. Kat, with much love, I'm so happy to have you here again. And
Thank you.
To check out more about her, her website is www.brightflower.co.uk. Again, it's brightflower.co.uk. I know that we have a few people in the States watching, so I want to make sure that they don't put .com at the end. And just a few more comments before you go. Yvonne said, thank you so much for your insight. Someone else wrote, thoroughly enjoyed this discussion, Kat. Kat is an inspiration.
Oh.
And, Chris said, have a great evening, Michelle and Kat. It's been interesting.
Oh.
So
thank you.
Really enjoyed having you tonight. It's been wonderful. One of my favorite people anyway, so it's just double. Thank you so much. I'm honored to have you here.
Thank you.
See Simon's comments there. Totally enjoyed having you. So thank you so much. And you can stay behind and just check out some of the comments. And if you like, you can put some comments in the group so that people can see your responses. But again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been wonderful.
It's been wonderful.
I love you lots.
Happy. So guys, thank you again for joining us. That was really a great conversation. And if you want to hear more, just, let us know. But I wanted to sort of let you know that we're going to be wrapping this up in 2 weeks and taking a little bit of a break. But you can still reach out to me on Instagram at joyspot.uk. Those of you in the group know that you see me every couple of days making comments, so you can reach out to me there. And again, I'm going to be launching a group coaching program. So if you know anyone that would like to join the coaching program or, could benefit from it, please, send me a message, email me, or just have them book a scheduled session with me on my Calendly. So it's calendly.com/joyspot/discovery45. I'm kind of laughing because my producer keeps saying, you need to make that shorter. And I do. So I'll get that sorted for the next one. But yes, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And I'm getting some great feedback again here. Gwen is saying, Kat, you're truly inspiring. Someone else said, great job, Michelle Lowe, whoever that was. Thank you. Ego, thank you so much, she said. And Carly said, you're super inspiring. And you really are. And these sessions are for you guys. It's not just for me, it's for you. So if you've got any comments, any ideas, if you know anyone that I should interview, Bring it on. Let me know. Let me know. But in the meantime, until we meet next week, I'd just like to say, be joyful, be connected, and shine your light.